Nearly 40 days across 3 different continents, countless photos, videos, and testing later, this is my honest review of the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And right off the bat, there's a problem with this phone that you need to know before you make that purchase decision. Yes, it's true. This is the most scratch-prone iPhone in recent memory. This is no longer using titanium, as you may already know, so this is a full aluminum body and it does chip off quite easily. Mind you, in my almost 40 days of use, I haven't really dropped this phone apart from a few minor ones. And during this testing period, I've used this caseless, but I do have a screen protector on the front because I'm not totally crazy. Still, as you can see, the paint is already coming off. If you're buying this phone, no matter the color, it's better to use a case. Apart from that, the design, I love it. The color, I love it. This is just my opinion, but I never had so many people come up to me surprised, like, oh my god, is that the new iPhone? I never had that for the last 2-3 generations. And that's purely because of the genius behind this bold, risky orange color that ended up working in Apple's favor. For me, out of all the colors, orange is the best, then comes the silver, and blue is the least favorite. Now, as expected, using this phone in hand, especially without a case, feels really good and premium. It's not the lightest or the thinnest flagship phone on the market, but it's still pretty good. Now, the reason why I use the iPhone 17 Pro Max is the reason why I also sold my iPhone Air, and it's the same reason why anyone should buy a Pro or Pro Max, especially in 2025, and that is just one word: camera. This year's standard iPhone 17 is great for most people. Honestly, it's a great deal. You now get ProMotion, great battery life, but the biggest stark difference between the Pro and the non-Pro this year especially is the camera. It is the deciding factor. And after gazillion photos and videos, I gotta say, Apple did it again. And guess what? I have enhanced my experience even more with this. If you want to turn your iPhone 17 Pro Max camera to ultra level, then you need this. This is the Telesin Master Grip for the iPhone 17 Pro and the Pro Max. With this, you can shoot photos and videos longer than ever and kind of like a professional camera with all the controls. First, you get a case that has a massive 7600mm square graphene cooling layer and a special vent design which is going to keep your phone running cool so you can record longer. You put the case on, attach the grip via MagSafe, connect via Bluetooth, and boom, you are good to go. Thanks to the ergonomic grip, I was able to handle my phone easily in both vertical or horizontal orientation. Plus, I love the physical control like the zoom slider, physical capture button, and another button for switching from front or back cameras, and also having a function key as well. And guess what? This grip also doubles as a MagSafe wireless charger, giving you an extra 1 hour of recording thanks to a built-in 3200 mAh battery. You can also attach other MagSafe accessories like the super clutch Telesin selfie light. This is a bright selfie light that you can rotate or extend in any angle or any orientation, giving you super flexibility. You can also snap on magnetic filters like the built-in UV, or you can grab others and instantly change your look. The Telesin Master Grip will take your mobile filmmaking to next level. Definitely click my special link in the description below. So how good is the camera performance in real world after testing this in multiple trips? Well, the biggest strong factor about the iPhone 17 Pro Max camera is that you get the best video on a phone. It is the king of 4K 60 FPS video, along with perhaps the best stabilization on any phone. The way it handles colors, exposures, and especially the noise in those dark scenarios, it is honestly amazing. All these videos that you're looking at were shot in the default camera app handheld, so nothing fancy is going on. Because how good the video on this phone is, we now have companies like Adobe releasing proper pro editors for the iPhone. It's really getting that good where you can use this for your full content creation. Now, after the video performance, my favorite thing on this phone is the selfie performance. This is probably the best selfie camera sensor on a phone right now. Not only it shoots super wide 18 megapixel detailed selfies, it's also the first phone with a square front camera, meaning you can shoot vertical or horizontal photos without changing your hand position. It's actually such a clutch feature when you're using this phone on a daily basis. The other thing that Apple has finally improved is the zoom performance, and I'm not gonna lie, I did expect something more from this, but it's definitely not as mind-blowing. Still, I would say it is on par with the competition like the Galaxy S25 Ultra. It's definitely a step up from the previous generation, especially if you're shooting photos in good lighting situation. The detail in photos, especially at around 20 to 25x resolution, is actually really good. Again, nothing too mind-blowing like the zoom you get on, let's say, Vivo X300 series or the latest Oppo Find X9 Pro. Still, for the usable scenarios, this is actually pretty good and a step up compared to previous generation. Same thing for the ultra wide angle lens. It's also my most used lens, especially in good lighting scenarios. However, it does take a hit when you're in the low light scenario. So in those situations, I still rely on the main sensor. There are two things I don't like. First is the lens flare issue is still present at night under certain situations, and the fact that it still doesn't have a proper night mode portrait option like I have on my Galaxy S25 Ultra. What's weird is that I can actually take a night portrait on my 16 Pro Max using the 1x night mode option, but it still doesn't work on the 17 Pro Max and on my iPhone Air. But apart from this, the daytime portraits, sheesh, they look insane. Just look at these shots I took in Germany. Can you believe that they were taken on a phone? The detail level for the portraits as well as the standard shots is kind of insane. Also, being able to take Pro RAW 48 megapixel photos, apart from the large image size, you really get a lot of detail to play with. Because of this camera experience, it's kind of crazy that there are people out there that compare the Pro Max to the iPhone Air. Yes, the Air is thin, but when you consider all the compromises and considering the price as well, the 17 Pro and the Pro Max for most people are the ones to go. Now, this whole camera experience is fully backed up by a great battery life. In all my trips, the iPhone 17 Pro Max lasted me a full day on extreme usage. It's got the best battery life that I have tested so far. Also, in a battery drain test situation, it won. Still, I would say it's not fully invincible yet. I still carry a small power bank when I know I'll be out from morning till late night. I know by evening, I would usually have the need to connect it to the power bank. Still, considering my heavy usage, it is impressive, and for most people, is gonna be a full one-day contender. Plus, Apple also seriously improved the charging. With the 40-watt charging, this is the fastest phone I tested in the first 20 and 30 minutes interval. The iPhone 17 Pro Max can charge up to 50% in just 20 minutes, and it can charge up to 70% in 30 minutes, which was faster than the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Now, after 30 minutes, it goes into trickle mode to kind of optimize the charging flow. So the final charging time was less than the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Still, if you want juice as quick as possible, it was the fastest one. Honestly, 50% in just 20 minutes is pretty good. Now, I don't have much to say about the display of the iPhone except it is pretty good, but not quite on the level of the Galaxy S25 Ultra. It doesn't have that anti-reflective coating, so outdoor experience-wise, I still prefer the S25 Ultra, but the bezels are crazy thin. Colors are great. Watching media or playing games on this is an awesome experience. Plus, the A19 Pro chip inside this is a beast. Now, with the addition of a proper enhanced vapor cooling chamber, it sustains high performance for a longer time. Plus, Apple is the only company that offers actual console level games for the iPhone 17 series. So playing Resident Evil on this with a controller is actually a really good experience. And yes, with the A19 Pro, you do get better frame rate. This game did run pretty good on the 16 Pro Max last year, but now with the A19 Pro, you're not only getting better performance, but because of the vapor cooling chamber, you're able to get that good experience for a longer time. I don't personally game too much, but if you're a gamer, 17 Pro Max is a beast. Now, lastly, but most importantly, the thing that holds the whole experience together is the software. iOS 26 with liquid glass experience. The glass UI animations look super premium and smooth. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is probably my favorite skin on a phone right now. I feel like the iPhone 17 Pro was born to run the iOS 26 bugs free because I did experience bugs, quite a lot of bugs on my 16 Pro Max, but the experience here is kind of flawless. I barely had any bugs, maybe one or two times the camera lagged on me, but overall, it's been a smooth experience. But when it comes to the AI race, Apple is still lagging. Like for example, Apple's image cleaner takes ages to load and it's not really on par with the Galaxy AI or some of the other competitors. Siri is still using ChatGPT for certain tasks because it still doesn't have quite the brains yet. I mean, it's decent, but it's nowhere as quick as the Google Gemini AI on Android flagship phones. Apple truly is behind the AI game and it's not even close. Apart from all the AI stuff, iOS 26 is good. It is smooth, it's optimized, and it works amazing with other Apple products, especially if you use a MacBook Pro. So what's the final verdict? Should you buy it or should you not? Well, it is very important to highlight the fact that next year is going to be the 20th anniversary iPhone. And as you may know, that iPhone is going to have the biggest changes, just like 10 years ago we had with the iPhone 10 and just like with the original iPhone in 2007. Keeping that in mind, if you're using the iPhone 16 Pro Max or 15 Pro Max, I honestly wouldn't really recommend to upgrade. If you're using the 14 Pro Max, yes, you can consider upgrading, but then again, if you can hold on longer, next year is the iPhone 20. Let me say it again, 17 Pro Max is fantastic. Some of these features are honestly really good and appreciated. The overall camera experience, battery life, and everything you get with this phone is honestly really good. So if you do upgrade from, let's say, 14 Pro Max or 13 Pro Max to this iPhone, you're not really gonna regret it. And finally, if you're one of those people who are comparing the iPhone Air to the Pro series because the price difference isn't massive, just buy the Pro. It's not even a competition. The Air is a light, thin phone, but with a lot of compromises. With everything considered, Pro Max is the full package: camera, battery life, sustained performance, everything. So unless you really want a thin phone, for most people, Pro is the way to go. And if I look at all the iPhone 17 models, for people who are looking at the best value and they don't necessarily want the best camera experience, particularly the long range zoom, if you don't want that, then the base iPhone 17 is also a very good option for a lot of people. So that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're new here. With that being said, I'll catch you later. Peace out.